A friend was telling me the other day about losing her cool while she was stuck in traffic, and she ended up behaving in a way that embarrassed and mortified her usually calm and mellow self. She asked for my advice about what she can do if that situation occurs again in the future. I'll be absolutely honest with you. The car is the place that I lose my cool more often than anywhere else. I'm not certain why it is. It certainly isn't road rage, but I have thought about road rage. I just am never going to act on it. Living in a city like Chicago, there's a lot of traffic. A few years ago, I had a job with the Erickson Institute where I went to schools on Chicago's South Side and taught mindfulness techniques to kindergarten through second grade classrooms. I lived way at the north border of the city, and although the distance on average was only 22 miles, I had to drive through downtown Chicago during rush hour to get to my schools. The commute home was better. It was like 45 minutes. The commute downtown in the morning generally took an hour to an hour and a half. An hour would be an amazingly good day. I spent so much time in the car in just stuck in traffic. I loved that job so much that the commute became just a cost that was way outweighed by the joy that the work gave me. Still, it was something I had to deal with every single day. The worst time, and I don't even remember why I was in such a rush, I was super late and I was so frustrated. And I finally got to school after almost 2 hours, and I parked the car and I jumped out and grabbed my stuff and started to rush into school, and then I smelled it. I'd been in such a hurry that I had stepped in dog poop. And I'm supposed to be the mindful one and calm all the time. Here are some things that I have learned for myself. I have to also say, I'm not calm all the time, but these are things I've learned that I'll share with you. First, try to have a sense of humor about what's happening. Many years ago, someone told me that they always think an erratic driver that's speeding by like they are the only car on the road must be taking their wife to the hospital to have a baby, and they need to get there quickly so the baby isn't born in the car. I've done that a million times, and it takes the blame game and turns it on its head. I also remind myself that if I just keep moving forward mentally, I'll forget about this incident that I'm just stewing about right now. And frankly, living where I would have to, or living where I do, I would really have to have a long and clear memory to think of all the times that other people haven't driven the way that they should. I'm really good at forgetting the times that I don't drive the way that I should. I'm a pretty good driver, but still, I just try to take a deep breath and blow it like I'm blowing a dandelion and imagining the situation going to the four winds. One of the things that I often did when I was stuck in traffic was I would talk to myself about the sky. I would talk to myself about the area around me, like who might live in those houses. I'd notice the trees. I'd count the number of blue cars, whatever it was to be right in the moment. I'd turn off the news and put on music and dance in the driver's seat. The goal was to be present in the moment within yourself. I had the joy of driving down Lakeshore Drive, which meant I could often look at the lake. If you have to voice message somebody that you're going to be late, well, traffic happens. If you lose your cool and apologize to anyone that might, if let me say that again. If you do lose your cool, apologize to anyone. If they're not there, you can imagine yourself apologizing to them. That car might be long gone. The next thing you can do is apologize to yourself. We can be amazingly hard on ourselves for not being perfect and for feeling emotions. Frustration is an emotion, so forgive yourself for becoming frustrated as opposed to feeling frustrated. Because when we become it, it hangs around for a whole lot longer. Take a deep breath in and let it out with a big ah, all the way down until all the air is out. I do this one nearly every day. My last suggestion is this. If you arrive where you're supposed to be and you're rattled enough to jump out of the car without looking, stop and settle yourself before rushing into your destination, unless it's an absolute emergency, like your wife is having a baby. I have several 1 and 2 minute meditations set up on an app that's on my phone that's easy to get to. And I just park and take a minute and listen. I like to use Insight Timer, but there are plenty of others. And what I do is I just take a second, I listen, shut my eyes, listen to the meditation, and I calm myself down before I jump out of the car. Another minute at this point isn't going to make or break a situation, and it might keep me from stepping into dog poop again. Ugh. To book a free call with me or to find out how to bring mindfulness into your life or your classroom, visit leannemeredith.com.